I'm sure we all have that innate desire to be the best at something. It's why a lot of people try their damnedest to make and break records, some literally losing their lives in the process. Though there are records that are manageable enough to break, there are others that might never be topped, at least not in our lifetime. Hello everyone, and in today's video, we're taking a look at 13 insane world records you'll never see again. Before we get into the video, give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future videos. This is Genzo. Number 1. Largest natural diamond. For centuries, diamonds have been a symbol of power and wealth. Now imagine stumbling upon the biggest one yet. That's what happened in 1905, when Mine Superintendent Frederick Wells was doing his standard routine checkup at Premier Mine in South Africa. The Cullinan, named after the mine's owner, Sir Thomas Cullinan, is a whopping 3,106 carat diamond, weighing 1.33 pounds. After it was gifted to King Edward VII, the diamond was cut into 9 large stones and about 101 smaller. Even after 100 years, the Cullinan still stands as the largest natural diamond to have ever been discovered. Number 2. Oldest person to have lived. Speaking of 100 years, our next candidate is considered to be the oldest person to have ever lived. Janine Louise Calment was born in France in 1875 and passed away in 1997. If you got your math right, that means she reached 122 years old. She had lived longer than both her daughter and grandson. But I think what's more impressive than that is that she managed to live through the Spanish epidemic, the Great Depression, as well as the First and Second World Wars. So when you think your grandparents don't understand the pain you're going through today, think again. Number 3. Longest nails on a single hand. Unbreakable records are those that require almost a lifetime to accomplish. And this particular record took 66 years. Shadar Chalal gained attention when he appeared in Ripley's Believe It or Not in Times Square, New York, when he was officially declared to have the world's largest fingernails on a single hand. Shadar, who's from Pune, India, started growing the nails on his left hand when he was just 14 years old in 1952. The last recorded combined length before he cut it was 29 feet and 10.1 inches. That's about the same length of a bus. Though his nails had affected his daily life, he was still able to support himself and even gained work as a photographer just by using his other hand. Number 4. World's tallest man. We introduced the oldest person and the man with the longest nails. Now we have the tallest man in the world. Robert Woodlow would have been the solid holder of this record since he was last measured in the summer of 1940, which is about 80 years ago. The Illinois-born man had a staggering height of 8 feet and 11.1 inches. At a young age, Robert had started growing rapidly due to an untreated hyperplasia of his pituitary gland. In order to support his growth spurt, Robert had to consume 8,000 calories daily. Sadly, as with people suffering from the same disease, Robert had died early at the age of 22. Number 5. Most lawsuits filed. Here's one that I know for sure you've never heard of. Jonathan Lee Riches, who was a former inmate at Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky, was named by Guinness as the world's most litigious man, and rightfully so. Since 2006, Riches had filed more than 4,000 lawsuits in dozens of courts. Some of his outrageous suits include defendants like former President George W. Bush and the New England Patriots and Martha Stewart, to name a few. He even filed suits against persons not subject to suits, like Hitler's National Party. By the way, when he learned of his title, he also filed a suit against Guinness. Number 6. Most medals eaten. Monsieur Monchtout is like your comic superhero, but instead of having superhuman strength or telepathy, this man is able to consume metal. Monsieur was 9 years old when he started to develop an odd tolerance and affinity towards eating glass and metal. When he was examined by doctors, they discovered he possessed a highly resilient digestive system and an eating disorder called pica, which gave Monsieur the taste for non-food items. Over the years of his career as Mr. Eat-All, Monsieur had consumed 18 bicycles, 2 beds, 15 supermarket trolleys, 7 TV sets, 6 chandeliers, a coffin, a pair of skis, and of course, the most impressive of them all, a whole Cessna 150 plane, which took him 2 years to consume piece by piece. Ironically enough, this superhero's kryptonite is digesting soft foods, especially bananas. Number 7. Furthest distance an airplane is pulled. Our next record holder may not be able to digest planes, but he can surely drag them at great lengths. Canadian priest Kevin Fast performed the amazing feat in September of 2009 by pulling a CC-177 Globemaster III military aircraft. that weighed almost 188.83 tons, or more than 170,000 kilos, in an incredible distance of 8.8 meters. You might think this record is relatively beatable, but the Canadian super priest assured us that he could surely outperform his own record if need be. Number 8. Most concrete smashed with head. While other 16-year-olds were busy surviving school or playing video games and sports, Karen Amit Spekiwas was busy smashing cement blocks with his head while honing his taekwondo skills. In 2017, this Bosnian teen who was a black belt in said sport was able to shatter a total of 111 piles of concrete blocks in just under 35 seconds. Not only did he smash those blocks, but he absolutely destroyed the previous record of 65 blocks. Now that's one hard-headed teenager. Number 9. Heaviest weight lifted with a single tongue. Our next record holder adds his own bizarre twist when it comes to superhuman strength. Thomas Blackthorne, who hails from the UK, lifts weights with only his tongue. He's beaten his own record in tongue lifting in 2004, but it was in 2008 when he lifted his heaviest one yet. On the set of El Show Olímpico in Mexico City, Blackthorne confidently lifted 12.5 kilograms of weight that was hooked through his tongue. That's more than the weight of a 24-pack of soda cans. Number 10. Most Olympic gold medals won for table tennis. Since the introduction of table tennis as an Olympic event in 1988, China has been mercilessly building a treasure trove of Olympic medals in the sport. As of late, only 4 golds were ever won by a non-Chinese athlete, while the country holds the remaining 41. With the Olympics being held every 4 years, it would take at least 100 years or so for another country to beat that record. Number 11. Highest air record in ski quarter pipe. How about we leave the ground for a second and check out this next entry? Olympic gold medalist David Wise made history in free ski with the highest air off a quarter pipe at the Audi 9s in Solden, Austria. The media has even been known to push the boundaries of the sport by building innovative snow features. In 2009, Wise had set a new record by soaring a staggering 38 feet and 4 inches above the coping. Just look at how majestic he looks. Number 12. Most medals won in a single Olympic event. China's not the only one who's been stacking on medals. With a current count of more than 2,000 medals under its belt, America has consistently been the number 1 contender when we talk about all-time Olympic game medals won. And it was in the 1904 St. Louis Olympic Games where the country really had a huge head start. In that event alone, the US had bagged a total of 239 medals. Before you call me out, yes, I know a large part of this was made possible, considering it was around the time where 12 to 15 nations were able to join, and that 62 of the total 651 athletes came from outside North America. Number 13. World record for the most world records. I think it's just fitting to make this our last entry. Ashrita Furman had started collecting Guinness World Records since 1979 and now has a current hold of 226. It was originally 600. But alas, the world is a competitive place. Many of the 66-year-old New Yorker's feat were self-made, including longest underwater cycling distance, largest pencil made, and fastest mile in somersaulting, to name a few. So if you're looking to beat his record, at least in your lifetime, you ought to start early. So what do you think about our 13 insane world records you'll never see again? Let us know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future videos. Until next time.